All right, Nick. We are chasing records and how quickly we can get baseball games to be over with that have 6:40 start times. Yet here we are again. Reds trail 2-0. A little opposite than we had last night. Good news is, though, is I believe Alcantara is out of the game.
Woohoo! But I think the Marlins made the right call on not salary dumping him and holding him on a little longer and seeing if they could.
Boy, it would have been nice to have this guy.
No, that sure looks like Sandy Alcantara is still on the mound there, Trace.
Yeah. Turns out he came back out for the ninth. I was listening to the broadcast. They made it seem like that was going to be the end of it. But no, I guess at 84 pitches, why would you take the guy out? I mean, that's going to be a lazy fly ball.
Oh, wow.
Ahead of you? All right, I'm going to pause it just in case some crazy stuff happens.
That'll be a lazy fly ball. And
it's kind of nice to hold the keys to the castle, you know? I mean,
yeah,
we've had the keys for years. It's kind of nice. I gotta be honest. It's kind of nice to be able to be the guy that's has to pause the game. Yeah, that's nice.
It gets older, though, about halfway through the season. I just get to just sit and wait for you, and I just tell you what the
All right, you tell me when you see McLean's first pitch, and then we'll do the subsequent.
The pitch.
We'll do the subsequent.
Ball high.
We'll do the subsequent pitch count. I'm on 8. He's getting ready to go into his windup. Right. It's pretty quick.
10, 9, 8.
Ball outside.
Yep.
All right. Ball high. Challenge.
Gotta save him.
Could have been 3-0. Maybe. I don't know for sure. I mean, the TV broadcast isn't always right, to be fair. Shout out to Stevenson, though. Good ABS challenger tonight. We've used it a couple times. Still have 2 available, though, if we need them.
There we go.
Big time. Okay. Come on. Please. If you haven't already liked the stream, that would be fantastic. We appreciate you. Chat, can't really see you because ultimately at the end of the day, you guys would ruin it if there was something crazy that happens. But I'm with you in spirit.
Reminder, 20% off at Homage with our promo code Chatter. Right. Click on the link. I pinned it into the chat.
Also, food for thought on the Homage deal. There's another link. That link will work as well. But found out today that link is it will work, to be clear.
Okay.
But we're going to make a different one that
a little more efficient.
Yeah. That's the perfect word.
I used the tiny URL to shorten it so it would fit in the chat nicely. It look nice and smooth.
Nice.
All right, good count here. Let's go.
This is it. We need a group.
Let's steal a baseball game. All right.
If you do this long enough, Nick.
Some would say.
If you do it long enough. Are those boos? What do you mean you can't believe he's taking him out? He's thrown 95 pitches early in the season. He's got 2 runners on. He can't be attributed the loss now. Not that that really matters, but I mean, it's kind of a baseball thing.
All right, coming into the game is Anthony Bender for the Fish.
Kind of nice if he developed the yips just for this game. I don't wish that upon people for their career, but maybe just for this game.
Would you consider a double steal here?
No.
Marlins,
unless this guy's like 10 minutes
worst
to the plate.
Worst catching. Ramirez is behind the plate, right? Because they pinch hit their other guy.
I'll tell you. Give me 2 seconds.
I wrote a note on this, dude. They are incredibly bad behind the plate.
Ramirez is catching.
Okay. Here we go. I got the numbers here. Coming into this game, the Marlins 2 catchers thrown out 1 of 14 base stealers this year. Ramirez threw out only 8.8% of base stealers, 83 stolen bases, 8 caught stealing. Also had the most pass balls. He had 19 pass balls. No one else had more than 9 last year. So, okay. I mean, if there was ever a situation,
yeah, boy, if
it would be right now.
I could get behind it.
Bender last year, good season last year, 2.16 ERA in 50 innings. Doesn't strike a lot of guys out.
Does he give up home runs?
Does not give up home runs. So
all right.
That's kind of that feeds into the hey,
definitely
try to steal a base.
It's all going to be on McLean to steal the base. At the end of the day, they're going to try to go to third, I would think, to get that out. They're not going to try to throw it to second.
Bender relies heavily on a sweeper. 48% of his pitches are sweepers. That might be very short sample, but
well, there's
challenge. Hell yeah, Sal. Hell yeah, Sal.
Yeah, we got to use them. That's what I'm talking about.
John Zinnick saying this like it's controversial. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Here we go. They did it.
Let's do it, Nick. Get you some, baby.
He didn't even have possession of the ball. He telling you he's not a good fielder, man.
Nick, big time by you, man. Big league. Some are saying big league.
Some are saying, my scouting report might have got passed on to the Reds. Nice. I don't know.
There you go. We just need a hit now. Let's go.
Yes, sir. All right.
Come on. Just be the hitter you are. Just take a base hit anywhere you can get it. Come on. All right.
I mean, you getting that ABS challenges changes like everything about this entire at bat. Even just the way like the pitcher's going to approach, because like,
it's definitely started the count off with down a strike.
And Sal can't really do a whole lot with that pitch. That's a good pitch. I mean, that's
Sal.
All right.
All right.
Hey, that's not a bad. I mean, again, 19
Listen.
pass balls last year.
That's what I was thinking. Pass balls. You mentioned the pass balls. We got a guy at third base that definitely can get there on anything borderline.
Yeah.
I'm slightly ahead of you, so I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause this thing on the very first pitch again.
Okay.
We're on 8 seconds when you see it. 8 seconds.
Oh my gosh, how? What happened?
8 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Okay, we're good. Ball.
Why are they not challenging?
They like to keep theirs too.
I mean, like, am I crazy? They have 2 challenges.
Maybe that guy knew it was inside, to be fair. That's a nasty pitch, dude.
I mean, that was close.
That's a strike. But I'm with you. There you go. Got to look like a cross-up almost. This sounds, well, I was going to say this sounds insane because it would be, but what if Ellie tried to steal home with 2 strikes right here?
I mean, he's a terrible fielder. He might just make him fumble a ball.
He didn't
Adam must be
challenge that.
challenging that too. Like, what are you saving him for? You need 1 out. I don't get it.
Come on. 1 pitch, 1 spot, Eugenio. Oh,
they are challenging that. Yeah,
That looked like a strike. Yep.
Got it. Yeah.
Yep. Try to steal home. Why not?
Ball 4. All right.
You see how far De La Cruz is off the bat because the guy at third, or the third baseman's playing so far over right there.
I mean, is this a situation? Well, first off, would you pinch run for Suarez, and this is a situation where you send the runner to second?
That's where you need a guy on the bench, though. That
Isn't Dane Meyer still on the
feel
bench?
really good about. He is.
Oh, Benson.
Benson,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
fine.
I kind of would rather have him actually hitting right now, but whatever.
Yeah, well, we gotta.
I mean, this feels like an obvious.
This is a chance for
send
Steer
a runner
to totally
see if you
redeem
can-
himself. Totally redeem yourself, Steer. Oh! Yes! Yes! That's what I'm talking about, Nick. Forecast the whole damn thing. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The little things matter. It's the little things.
Now Benson's on second. Let's go. Man, how many players score there?
Sadly, I'm not saying Ellie doesn't. I think more because of the way that they defended that thing. Like, Ellie was so far off third. I wish I could see. To be fair, I only seen the last at bat of how far Ellie was off, so I don't know how far he was off, but I'd love to see the replay of it. But yeah, I mean, Ellie makes that. Those are the little things that he does that you're not ever going to see in box scores. I mean, that looks like a wild pitch in a box score, and it's just it's not totally that. It's foul. Damn, say that got me fired up. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Craig just said how many runners forced the pitcher to try to scoop that play with his glove? Like that just
I'm not gonna give the kid. No, I already said.
I don't
my
even think many
piece.
people even try on that.
Oh, how many guys are making the pitcher try to flip the ball like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no doubt it would have been a play at the plate if it was anybody but Ellie, for the most part. Come on, Steer. Battle, man. Stay in the zone.
Right.
Yeah. It's easy to do. That's why, honestly, Eugenio's layoff of that slider outside was impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
That McLean double
That felt like a pitch
was
to
the
hit.
first extra base hit against Alcantara in his third start into the 9th inning, and he went like 8 and 7 innings in the 2 starts before too.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, there for the longest time, there wasn't even a ball that got outside that there was only one ball that got out the infield, and it was the base hit. That was it.
Yeah, the deep drive of the day was tough.
Outside challenge. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's ball. Go down to first. Go down to first.
I think it's a strike.
Is it? Damn. It looked like a ball. Yeah, it's a strike. All right. So be it.
Been sitting a bench for a month if he's challenged that.
That's worth a challenge.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Yes, that was definitely worth the challenge. All right, Emilio.
Yeah, hold him there. All right.
We need likes. We need likes.
We need all the likes we can get. What a game. What a game.
So coming into the 9th inning today, I was searching for a deep drive of the day. We didn't have a single home run in the minor leagues, all 3 teams either. So there was nothing. So the Reds had one hard hit ball, Trace, that didn't have a negative launch angle.
Nice.
So they had one ball that was not hit into the ground, and that was a Cabrian Hayes line drive. We'll pull it up as I'm going to change it. This was it. This was
and that ball was hit well.
But that was it. I mean, that was the only hard hit ball that wasn't hit into the ground the entire game off of Alcantara. That just showcasing how dominant he was.
Yeah. He was fantastic, and to be fair, Cowboy was questioning why the heck they would take him out right there, and it turns out that it's a pretty good call by him.
Yeah, they're trying to trade him with the trade deadline.
I would just say that at some point, if you have to throw him every single pitch of the game, then you might as well just save him for trade bait, because your team ain't gonna have a chance to win.
95 pitches, his 3rd start of the year.
I like the.
I'm glad they pulled him. I am glad they pulled him. All right, this is a tough spot here for Pagan. Leadoff hitter Hicks, really good. Didn't start in this game. Came in as a pinch hitter in a big spot. Pierce Johnson, actually, I had him on the back half of the rundown. His work tonight now magnified the job he did coming in with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Yep.
But this guy pinch hit. Well, I guess he's the second guy up. I guess Pagan got a.
That was
last
replay.
night. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Right.
So the guy up.
Yes.
Hicks, really talented young hitter. The Marlins have the best hitting catching duo probably in baseball and the worst defensive catching duo in baseball.
Well, it ain't over yet, Cowboy. Come on now. All right. First out's a big out. Good pitch. That's the pitch that Pagan said that he didn't have much control over in the day in which he got absolutely torched. Was the splitter. So, always a good sign to see if he's throwing the splitter relatively well when he first comes out of the pen. That one looked pretty decent. And that one looked pretty good too. There we go. Got the leadoff guy. That brings up the 9-hole hitter.
He's had a couple bad at-bats today for a guy that's a really good hitter. He looked ugly. We'll take it.
Well, baseball's hard.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like the Reds have been incredibly fortunate in this game to get down as many times as they have on hitters and find themselves or be able to dig themselves out of what is basically a hole. Abbott did it countless times. Steers are, I'll save it. Shut up.
Don't walk this guy.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm not trying to get overly concerned, but
Jeez, come on, man. Man, he walks some bad hitters. Oh.
I don't know about him. All right.
Conine's kid.
Now what about that? Won a World Series with the Marlins.
Yeah. Jeff Conine, former Reds legend.
Oh, that ball's hit 115 miles an hour. It was foul. It doesn't matter. Can we get a ground ball splitter right here? Double play? Is that possible? Can the kid at first base run? Do we know? This is
I don't think so. I mean, he's the catcher, or at least one of the catchers.
Yeah.
Or no, he's
the
not.
third base left fielder.
I'm losing it.
All
I started hot.
Sonoha. Yeah, you started hot.
I'm assuming he can.
Well,
Yeah,
there
there
he
he
goes.
Yeah.
I don't like that we're in a position where we just did he bluff? He bluffed. I was gonna say I don't like the idea that we're just not even drawing a throw for what is the winning run that's stealing second base. Golly day, bro. These aren't even competitive, man. They're not even competitive. Not even close to the zone.
You got some good batters coming up too.
Like 8 balls, 5 strikes. Golly, man. It's frustrating, dude. Chased.
Thank you.
Thank you. 9 balls. Golly, man. Execute one good pitch right here, please. He's got to go. Walk them all and get to the 2, 3, 4 guys. That's what we want. Yeah, Augustine Ramirez, 24-year-old
looking for a
pitcher.
little redemption.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's like Steer, hoping that he can mend his mistake from earlier.
The ball Steer didn't catch.
That's what I'm. Yeah, I mean,
No, it's not his fault. He's just not tall enough to play left field. It's not his fault. I mean,
I'm not.
He didn't write his name in the lineup card.
I'm not even commenting on that. Why can't I see grounded into double plays on here? Give me a break, MLB.com. Oh, here we go. Hey, if you want some good news, this guy's grounded in 3 double plays so far this year. That's a lot, man. You telling me that's not a lot? That's a lot, Nick. Come on. I'm trying to find some optimism here. 84. Grounded in 84 of them last year. Is that right? There's no way.
84?
No, hold on. I got to look that up. I'm trying to watch the game and do something at
What
the
the
same time.
AI is that?
Hold on. No. It is 13. My bad. 13. Turns out.
He made 83 out
had
all year.
He had 84 opportunities. Grounded into 13. This year he's had 3, hasn't grounded into 1. So statistically speaking, some are saying. Give me a break. I'm flipping between browsers, okay? I was GIDP and GIDPO is pretty close. And when they're next to the same column or like they're right next to each other, easily mistaken.
Yeah.
As soon as I said 84, though, I did say, wait a minute.
Talking about job security.
No way we let him drive. Walk 2 guys and then let him double steal. That'll do it. That'll get her done. I love guys that chase. That's like a Lexus Diaz swing and miss right there. That's what it reminded me of.
With the base open, that's the approach against a guy like this. I mean,
Definitely. Yep, good pitch. Good pitch call.
Jacob Morrissey.
You can't walk him on purpose either because we've walked everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you would want to. You got Lopez.
Yeah.
You got Lopez up next, who has had a better year so far. But Even if you wanted to, you shouldn't. Gosh, we just did this. Oh, boy. All right, we survived in advance yet again. This team is unbelievable. They like to play with your heart, though. Leadoff walk, another walk.
All right, where are we at?
Actually, it wasn't a leadoff walk. I take it back.
Stevenson, Marte, Nate Lowe do up. Spencer Steer is your Manfred man at second base.
That's what I was going to say earlier, but I didn't want to jinx it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
No problem.
Emilio Pagan, what an outing after his. I don't know if you see his quote today. He was on MLB Network Radio. He said, "Quote: We're playing Tito's brand of baseball, really clean baseball."
Yeah,
That was not clean baseball, Emilio. Thank you for getting the job done.
yeah, we appreciate it.
I thought maybe he was pulling a Gino Ariyama, trying to just take all the pressure off the Reds offense because no one would remember the Reds offense. It would direct all their hate at Emilio.
Oh, there's no doubt that Alcantara just completely dominated. I mean, it was.
But if Pagan blows the game,
yeah,
that's all anyone's talking about.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Everybody only remembers the first few innings. In fact, most people are going to forget the reality is that I'm not sure the Marlins even score 2 runs if we catch a ball in left field.
Yeah.
It all doesn't matter, though, does it? 0-0, top 10, Manfred man at second base.
Let's get 2/3 of our extra inning win total here in the first 3 weeks of the season.
Hey, not to sound too crazy here, but is it too much to ask to put Myers in for Steer?
Yeah, I would. I mean, especially if
because you got a better outfielder. You have a better outfielder.
Maybe you wait and see what Stevenson does.
Okay. I still think it's better to put a better outfielder out there anyways.
Well, they can't bring in a lefty to face Lowe. But yeah, I mean, I guess because you're not going. He doesn't have the stones to pinch hit for Friedel if they bring in a lefty to face him. So really, when are you going to use Dane Myers? So yeah, I guess if you would use him as you should to pinch hit for Friedel, then you should save him for that potential at bat.
That's fair.
But he's not going to do it. So
no. And again, like the chances of Myers' spot to come back up in the lineup with Steer is probably very unlikely. But no offense, but we're hitting $167 with 2 strikeouts already today with 3 guys left on base.
There we go.
I'm pinch running. Listen, the reason I'm pinch running is not because of it's twofold. One, I want a better outfielder in there. What are the chances Steer's in left field if they take the lead right here and they go?
No chance. No chance.
There's no chance he's already out there. So already from the get go, if you take the lead, Steer's out of the game. Period.
And if you don't, you better pinch hit for Friedel.
He's not going to do that.
Lefty. Yeah, but yeah, I'm with you. Like, we have to do one or the other.
Yeah,
but
and the chances of it mattering are probably not high. But you know what? Sometimes it does matter. Oh, man, how are we late on a 3-1, 93-mile-an-hour cutter? Like, it's almost like that looked like it was 100 miles an hour, just went right by him.
guy's got a hell of a last name.
Yeah, he does.
He did that slight start. I was like, oh, no, don't do it.
Okay,
Right.
I'll even throw out another hypothetical. Do you put Myers in for Stevenson now, and then put Trevino behind the plate in the ninth?
You would think you'd want to use
Come
Dane
on,
Myers.
bro.
I mean, you want to get 2 runs in the spot. You're not playing for just 1 run.
Okay, maybe he's pinch hitting for Friedel. Let's be fair. It's possible.
I'll believe it when I see it. The guy hit leadoff on opening day against the lefty.
Come on, Marte. That wasn't even close. Where are we at?
No help.
That was borderline. Hit him.
I would have taken it.
Gosh, that would have been nice. Just barely graze him. I cannot believe we have Stevenson and Steer running.
I mean, Steer's not slow, like, in fairness, but Stevenson is. Just went final. Brewers lose 3-2 to the Red Sox. Shout out to Craig Sandler working hard behind the scenes.
I see him back there. Oh my gosh. I don't love that Marte's like kind of doing some pretty heavy attempting of considering a swing for balls that seem like they're 4 feet outside.
Every ball you take is it increases your probability of a wild pitch.
That is true.
Oh.
Gosh, he's not seeing that pitch well. But, hey, he touched it. Not only that, but I could argue that you could have ran on this guy by now, and you'd be second and third.
Well,
So bad. Okay, now you pinch run. Like, come on, dude. I'm trying to steal second base to stay out of the double play is really my main concern at this point.
Well, big at bat here for Nate Lowe. It's a good first pitch.
Really good pitch.
Jeez.
Just if we could lift something, that'd be fantastic.
My bad, bro.
Yeah, that's what he said. My bad. Yes!
Nate Lowe.
Huge swing. What a great swing.
Yeah, let's get greedy. Let's get greedy.
We have to. I mean, look, like we only scored the guy that starts at second base with no outs. Not that that's nothing, but that's not like it's a huge commanding lead.
After the baseball I watched last year, that's definitely not nothing. But I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1-2, that's a...
Lowe's feeling good. I love it.
Yeah. Now we're pitch running.
No way we're pinch running. No way, dude.
Oh, you know.
For what? reason.
He keeps steering the game. Steer can play first base now.
The dude's running behind Tyler Stevenson, Nick.
Steer can play first base now.
Couldn't Steer still play first base if you?
He could have. Yeah.
What you would? I mean, I maybe I'm an
Or
idiot.
no, not if you pinch run for him, but yeah, if you could have if you.
Maybe I'm an idiot, but can't you just pinch run for Stevenson and then ultimately have
You
the
just
same
move the
defensive
merry-go-round?
lineup?
Yeah.
Like what we have a slow runner at second base. We might want to use him. Then you don't have Stevenson, I guess, for the inning. But we have Trevino, which
Pagan's not coming back out. It's not like you're starting with a fresh pitcher.
I know it just sounds like we're doing a lot of complaining in this inning, but just like a lot of this is just logically not adding up for me right now, and I'm getting a little upset considering if we get a base hit right here and don't score because we have a guy that's just really slow at second, I'm going to be pissed. Golly day. Come on, boys. Question. Do the challenges roll over to the extra innings?
Yes, you still get to keep 2 if you lose any.
Okay, cool.
Then you get 1 bonus if you had lost both.
Understood.
Kind of feel like you should get a 3rd if you hadn't used them all. Although we'd have to completely revamp that score bug.
Yeah, they're not about that. Honestly, just keep 2 there, and then when they lose 1, just keep 2 there again.
Yeah.
No, he did not.
All right.
Okay, now it's worked out.
All
I will
right.
say, I'll admit, now we're good, maybe. As long as there's not a sacrifice fly.
Maybe.
As long as there's not a sacrifice fly.
I would argue it's almost a better chance if you get thrown out the plate on a sac fly than a base hit.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like that's an even trade almost. Let's make this guy throw some strikes right now. He's struggling a little bit here. Come on.
Get greedy.
Let's hope that guy's calling balls over there. What's 2-1-2 mean, Nick? It means cutter on the outside corner. Just in case we see that number again.
I'll pass it along to Matt.
Likes, folks, please. That's
Man.
another great pitch. This guy's dotting them. I could go for another pass ball. Dude, what are we doing? What are we doing, broadcast? It's we're missing pitches in the 10th inning. Bases loaded. There we go. Offensive hero right here is Matt McLean, the guy that made this whole thing possible.
Keep fighting.
Yep. That looked like a pitch that if he gets again, I think he hits well.
Fauché.
That's what we're going with. Fauché.
I feel like he got bullied into that.
Yeah,
pronunciation.
I don't see that. I don't see Fauché there, but hey. Get up! Come on, Myers. No way! Okay, all right, we got it. I thought there was no way. I thought for a minute that the only person that scored was Stevenson. All right. What a big hit by Matt McLean. twice. Offensive hero, Matt McClain. I told you, if he got that pitch again, it's going to get a hit.
Whew.
Great job by
1015 off the
man.
bat. 386 feet. Waiting to see if that's a homer at Great American. Yeah, we still got a chance here to add on a little bit.
Oh, we're not done. Shout out to Willie Harris too, by the way. Really, really good work by him right there. Not that it was a hard sin to send Dane Myers there, but also a very good job of.
Oh, do we not have the? Would it be a homer on today's? Oh, here we go. 20 out of 30. That would have been a home run. It's not loading which ones, but 20 out of 30.
Well, this ballpark has been very good to us, so I'm not complaining.
Well, if he would have gone out, it would have been a rally killer too. So,
in this inning, yes, would have. I still think that of all the things that Barry has said, I genuinely think that I have disagreed with so many more things that he said outside of that one. I got the place that he was coming from. The problem that he has is that this team that he was talking about last year hit no home runs, hardly ever. And it was already a point of frustration with this fan base. And yet he was just like dumping straight gasoline on the fire there. Just like not a time. Not there's a time and a place for everything. That was not it.
If this is like the Colorado Rockies, in their heyday in Coors Field, and yeah, that might play there.
Yeah.
Now you got a spot for Dane Myers in 2 spots.
Love it. Contact play.
Let's go.
Love it. Give it to me. That's another one for the contact play. I've not been keeping track this year, and I'm not going to, but I'm just saying.
I think it's 3. It feels like it's 3-0.
It's also with Friedel, too, by the way, running. It's not like we had a guy that's the fastest guy in the world doing it.
Sal's getting intentionally walked.
Let's go.
Benson's left on left now.
I'm not even talking about the whole walking thing. I look at the score and it's just incredible.
Oh,
I mean, if you would have told me at 8:40 that the Reds were going to score 6 runs in this game, I would have been willing to bet you whatever you would have wanted to bet.
It would have been plus $5 million.
Felt like it. I mean, the Reds couldn't even get a ball in the infield. Let's go, Will. This is what you've been asking for since spring training of 2023, man.
Not what I've been asking for, to be clear.
I didn't say you were. I'm saying he was asking for it. Let's do it. Unbelievable. Who's left in the pen?
Ashcraft was warming.
Okay. I just need strikes. That's my main ask. If that's a possibility.
Does this tie our most runs scored in a game this year?
I don't know for sure, but it's up there.
I'm checking. Yep, tied. Tied with game 2. Most runs since the second game of the year. 165 in 11 innings. Both times were in extra innings.
Yeah, we needed the extra frames. I gotta tell you, man. I'll save it.
All right, just throw strikes. It's a big ballpark. Please just throw strikes.
That's right. Put the ball over the plate. I have to pull up the bullpen usage deal.
I'll run through some NL Central scores while you're doing that.
Yep.
Cardinals tied with the Nationals 5-5, top of the 9. We already mentioned the Brewers lost 3-2 to the Red Sox. Pirates, they won again 7-1 over the Padres. Cubs 9-2 winners over Tampa earlier today. The Cardinals scored 2 in the top of the 8th to tie the game. Not good for those of us who had the Cardinals under 11.5 wins in April.
Why is this so behind? What's going on right now?
Billy asked, "Are we tied for first place?" I believe we would be tied for first place with a win. We were a game behind the Brewers entering today. Could end up would have like second or third best record in baseball.
Ashcraft by far is the freshest guy. Hasn't thrown since Saturday.
So strikes, man.
Yeah. Other than that, or honestly, a lot of these guys should be okay to throw. I mean, Pierce Johnson's not the guy that many of us Reds fans are probably looking to come in and help, but he should be able to. I mean, he's thrown 20 pitches.
Pierce Johnson?
Pierce Johnson. It's only thrown
Pierce Johnson pitched in this game.
When?
He got the final 2 outs for Abbott in the 6th inning.
Well, that's probably when I was doing a rant about
Pierce Johnson's actually on the back half of this rundown. That I'm gonna have to completely scrap.
It's Pierce Johnson the guy that came in and got out of the jam.
Game in got 2 outs. Yeah,
I was doing my bad. State of the Union. I was doing a State of the Union
spot.
walk.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll
then I guess at that point the only
it.
person that can come in and save the day.
They're not challenging that.
I don't know, man. Connor Phillips has only thrown 28 pitches this week as well, but he's not. Honest to God, he's not the kind of guy that maybe should be.
This is not the spot
situation.
for Connor Phillips. Yeah,
no, this isn't the game that Connor Phillips thrives in.
This is knock on wood. This feels like a solid Graham Ashcraft spot right here.
All right. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what the next guy is if we have to.
We're not going to need the next guy.
All right.
Graham's going to
Shut
this shit down right now.
Just trying to prepare. Brock Burke, I think, is the guy, though.
Yeah.
To be completely honest. If needed, of course. Not trying to be negative, just being honest. Just throw strikes.
I don't think there's a lot of lefties left. Now, they got Hicks there at the bottom. I guess if you got to that spot in the lineup, that would be a... Marlins had kind of a platoon lineup that they kind of took a lot of guys out. And so they've kind of burned everyone.
All right. Strikes. Well, he did what we asked him to do, which is throw strikes.
Yep.
That's hilarious. I didn't know Pierce Johnson pitched. I literally was walking down my street yelling at my phone about the fact that was the most ridiculous call that I've ever seen.
The block in the base?
Yeah, it's such a joke. Just get the out. Just get the out.
It's all right. Outs are currency right now.
Those are great. His hand's fine. Everything's good, Ellie. All right, we're good.
To be honest, Trace, I thought that the batter before that I thought he got in the way of the throw to third base.
Yeah, he definitely did, but they didn't call it in real time.
Like you were not allowed to make any sort of movement.
No.
And he it was a natural movement towards walking, but you're not allowed to do that.
Correct.
When a runner steals, and like he had moved in. Like,
we got hosed on that last year, if you remember. Like there was it was a steer, I think, who just swung and he accidentally like barely moved, and then they called interference on him. Like it wasn't even.
That was way worse than that one. I remember what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was a joke. I was thinking, like, honest to God, if you're a catcher, you might as well just kind of flop into the hitter every single time and act like they interfered with you, because they can't. What are they supposed to do? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get the concept. You don't want guys blocking bases, but he's got to be able to stand somewhere.
To be clear, I don't necessarily think like the one today. I think the spirit of the game, I'm fine with them not calling him out. But I'm with you. We'd gotten hosed on that before, and I'm just like, I don't understand that rule at all.
Correct. I echo the exact same sentiment that you just made, which is I don't think he should have been called out based off the fact that I don't think Stevenson had a chance in the world to throw the guy out. But by the letter of the law, I think he was in the way.
Let's go.
Great job.
Let's go.
Bang! Bang! Hey, shout out to Ashcraft, too, by the way. Came in and threw strikes. He did go down 3-0, and I was getting ready to get upset at my man because ultimately he was going to bring the tying run to the plate, but he didn't. He bared down, threw 2 strikes in a row, got a ground ball double play, and I don't care what anybody says. The Cincinnati Reds still haven't theoretically made an official error. I'll decide when they make an error. And we'll be right back because this is going to be probably a pretty cool show.
Bench to bench. Change hit in the air to deep right field. That goes to Lindy. And the save. He's done. Get out of here, baseball. He's gone. Oh, my God. Can you believe it? Johnny Bench has tied it up. The Cincinnati Reds win the World Series in 4 straight. It was a sweep. In the dirt. It's a wild pitch. Here comes Foster. The Reds win the pennant. Perkins won the game. That ball is fair. Cincinnati's ahead. 2 games to none. Welcome, Joe Randa to Cincinnati. Adam Dunn has done it again. Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Marty, yes. This is Adam from Milwaukee. Hey, Adam, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. Do you think Scott Chatterbox is a good player?
Dunn up there with the bases loaded. The outfield deep and around toward right to the 1-0 on the way to the plate. Swung on. Long drive. Right field. And this one belongs to the Reds.
And a high drive. Hit back into deep right field. Junior has just knocked the door down to the 500 club.
Benson's first home run is a walk-off winner. That ball had a family.
And De La Cruz is, oh my goodness, look at this kid run. My, oh my. That is a triple.
Matt McClain's first big league bomb.
Spencer Steer's first big league hit is a home run to straightaway center field. Joey Votto's done it again.
The pitch. Votto swings high in the air. Right field. Yes! He pointed to the dugout to say, I told you. That is Joey Votto's 315th career go-ahead ribby. Only Johnny Bench had more as a Red.
And I can't tell you how much it means to play in front of everyone here in Cincinnati as a Red. What a gift. What a tremendous gift. So thank you. Thank you.
I think I can speak for all of Reds country. Joey Votto, thank you.
High drive. Left center field. Racing back to the Laurent Bourgeois. The Reds are National League Central Division champions. In the air, left center field. Did he? He did! He did! Reds win! Line to right field. Genius, the first Red ever with 4 home runs in a game. Can you believe it? In the air, down injured glove, slow to first, and Homer Bailey, for the second time in his major league career, has tossed the no-hitter. Oh, gosh. Are you kidding me? Holy Moses, the second player in major league history to hit 7 home runs in the first 10 games. In the air, and the Reds win it. What a dream to get into the career of Jay Bruce.
Can you believe it? Intro hits a little different on walk-off wins and also come from behind wins, and just at this point, magic. I'm not totally sure this is completely real at times because, like I said, if you've been around this show long enough, if you've watched this team long enough, this doesn't happen. This has not happened for this group. Maybe since the start of what we've done here at Chatterbox Reds. I genuinely mean that. Like, they have found a way to do, and I didn't say it during the broadcast, I didn't want to jinx it, but they have found a way to do the very same things that the Brewers have done time and time and time again as we've watched them. And that's the truth. They found a way to come back and win when they looked completely dead, Nick. I mean, I genuinely thought they could have gone 27 innings without scoring a run the way it was looking there for the first 7 or 8 innings. But lo and behold, your Cincinnati Reds come from behind. They win 6-3 over the Miami Marlins. And at this point, they are on what we would call a winning streak. And we'll see if ultimately they're able to kind of get the job done in Miami and make this thing feel really, really special. But at this point, it is what it is. They have yet again found a way to win a baseball game that it felt like they had no business of winning for a very long time, Nick.
Yeah, that was certainly a game that didn't feel like the Reds had any chance of winning, and yeah, they pull it out. It was also one of those games that you felt like with Pagan there in the bottom of the ninth, I felt like game. Oh, man, you made this great comeback, and it's going to come short. How many times have we seen that too?
Exactly.
So they were actually able to complete the incredible comeback too. Add on an extra innings, just yeah, things are going right now. I mean, when you start 8-3, things are going right, and they're going right for the Reds. There's the things that aren't, but you know what? Hey, who cares? They're 8-3. All these wins count. Just keep racking them up right now.
Yeah, they all count the same. I mean, the truth is too, in a game like this, it felt like for the longest time, who was the guy to talk about? Like Alcantara was the guy that we were. I genuinely was walking down these stairs right over here when we were coming down to do this show, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes talking about how great he was, and the rest of the show is what it is. I might make a little bit of a blip about how we really can't afford more times than not to make too many mistakes defensively because our offense has not come alive to allow us to be able to do that. And then lo and behold, this show turns upside down. I don't know who the player of the game is at this point, if we're going to be completely honest. That's a dead honest statement. Like, you could make the case that Abbott kept them in it. You could make the case that Franco gave him a chance. You could make the case that McLean is the only real reason they even had a chance because he got 2 of the big hits that they ultimately needed. Ellie made some really, really big plays on the base pass. I don't know. I mean, I genuinely
I think it's got to be Augustine Ramirez for not being able to block a pitch.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Marlins have given us chances too, and we've capitalized like we do. I'm getting excited because we have finally done the things that good teams do. They take advantage of other teams' mistakes. And if you give a team an extra out more times than not, you have to pay for it. And the Marlins paid for it, and they've paid for it the last few nights. And whether or not this team is a great team or whatever at this point, I don't know. But I do know that, as I've said 1,000 times on this show, and the reason that I was so down in the dumps last year was they could just never win these games. And they like, this is going to sound over the top. They've won them all. They've won them all. Every single one of them. And there's been countless of them already. I don't know. I mean, honest to God, there's 6 of them. How many of these have there been, Nick? 6? I'm not going to say the next number after that because all the kids, but you get my point.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Reds won a game by more than 2 runs. No, I don't think. I think all 8 wins have been by 2 runs or less. Well, this was 3 runs.
This was 3
2 runs or less. 2 runs or less were in extra innings. I mean, that's So I mean, they've just won all the close games. The bullpen has performed very well in the close games. Has gotten the job done. It's right now everything's clicking, man. When everything's clicking in baseball, it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, and the most beautiful thing is I don't think it's all clicking for them right now to a certain extent, and they're still winning. And I think that is maybe the most exciting thing of all, is that it's not all clicking right now. And yet, here we are, 8-3. Kumbaya. Box score recap whenever you're ready for it, Nick. I at this point, to be fair to you, the box score recap was pretty much set in stone there for the vast majority of the game. And then all of a sudden, it just went haywire.
I was just going to read out Cantara's line. I had nothing prepared. I'm close. I'm very close. If you have a super, that can get me over.
I'll do them all. We got super chats galore. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's tuning in here. We have an incredible amount of people in here right now. And I just want to say we do this after every single game. And we'll be live in the 9th inning yet again tomorrow. And we try to have fun here. And it's a lot of fun when this baseball team wins. Thank you to everybody that's supporting us. We'll get to the super chats. Also, hit the like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. And Amazing One starts us off yet again. That's 2 nights in a row. The Amazing One is a quick trigger on the super. Said, Pagan, try to throw a strike challenge is impossible. I think that was at the time in which maybe he was struggling to throw strikes. But he got the job done. To be fair, he got the job done. Amazing One says, walks 2, screams coming off the mound. Like he didn't create that problem. You're saying that he was frustrated when he came off the mound. I think that the screams towards himself, to be fair, not anybody else. Ned Flanders, player of the game, Jose Franco. Like I said, you could pick as many player of the games as you want. I think you could be right. Bob the Wizard says, fellas, let's be honest here. We're winning 90 games. Cash the checks. I'm not knocking on wood on that one. I am cautiously optimistic by the way in which we've started. And it's not even, I've said this till I'm blue in the face. You guys are tired of hearing me saying it. It's not just that we have a record of 8-3. It's not just that we've gotten off to a good start. It's that we have found a way to win when there's just no way in the world that I could believe our offense is going to be this inept for the entirety of the season. Like at some point, these guys are going to turn around and we're going to have some offensive output. And we face some really good arms, which Nick will remind you of, I'm sure, plenty of times in this show. Let's see here. Mama. Almost got me. You almost got me. You almost got me on the super chat. I ain't going to lie, but you didn't quite get me. It's a kid show, but thank you for the super chat, Mama. This Reds team has me excited. Ready to go. LFG. Guys, you can't be doing this. Like, you can't be doing this. I very much am Ron Burgundy, and you guys are going to be the reason that I get in trouble. D. Brown says, McLean, by the way, we need to teach class on how to spell McLean. D. Brown, thank you for the super chat. But let's all do this together as one big unison. M-C, capital L-A-I-N. That is how you spell McLean. But that's here nor there. McLean stealing to heat up, is starting to heat up, Ellie's killing it. 0 errors. Stellar pitching. Tied for second best record in all of Major League Baseball. That we are. Mama back again. Says this team. He said the same thing twice, which I appreciate. He's excited. Davis Rafferty says, hell with the luck in extra innings last year. Pagan is the luckiest human I know. LFG ATOBTTR. It doesn't matter. I at this point, it is what it is. Nick, I got one more super, and then we're going to save the rest of these supers, I promise you, for halfway through the show because we have a show to do. Michael Roth, the Roth man, someone call him Meat, says ATOBTTR. 6 runs in this pitching staff. The Reds may never lose again. Chatterbox Reds might break the internet. At my cart advised me to clean the brooms and clean the house. So I better get to work preparing for tomorrow. Now, here's the thing, though. I hate to tell you this, Roth, but it's a 4-game series, I believe. Right, Nick? It's a 4-game series. So we gotta make sure that tomorrow you can start to clean the brooms for the day after that. But we can be excited all we want. There's nothing against that. Nick, hopefully I bought you some time there. You can get to the box score recap whenever you're ready, my friend.
All right, Chatterbox Reds brought to you by Sharefax Credit Union. Sharefax, a not-for-profit financial institution owned by its members that returns earnings to them through lower fees and better rates in addition to traditional banking options. You can apply today for membership at www.sharefax.org if you live in one of our 12 counties. Just like the rest of Cincinnati, Sharefax is fired up for the baseball season and is ready to experience all the highs and lows together with the Chatterbox community. Highs today, highs of late. Sharefax Credit Union, insured by NCUA. All right, now to your box score recap. Reds at the Marlins, game 2 of 4 in Miami. Andrew Abbott against Sandy Alcantara, who entered the day with a 0.00 ERA. Marlins took a 2-0 lead on Andrew Abbott in the bottom of the 4th. That'd be the only 2 runs that Abbott would allow. Pierce Johnson did a really nice job to get Abbott out of a really bad luck jam in the 6th. But Sandy Alcantara absolutely dominated the Reds over 8 innings. Reds only had 3 base runners against them, 0 of them extra base hits. Reds trailed 2-0 going into the 9th. With 1 out, Matt McLain doubled. Ellie De La Cruz walked. That would pull Sandy Alcantara from the game to a chorus of boos from the Miami faithful. Sal Stewart had a sac fly that made it a 2-1 ball game. That brought Eugenio Suarez to the plate. Suarez walked. It was actually originally called a strike on a 3-1 count. Suarez got the call, overturned, ball 4. The next batter, Spencer Steer, came to the plate, and a wild pitch tied the game. Steer would strike out to end the inning. Reds go to the bottom of the 9th, 2-2 game. Emilio Pagan comes in. Pagan walked 2 batters, and the Marlins had the winning run on third base with just 1 out. But Pagan was able to get a strikeout and a flyout to somehow get out of the inning and send us to extra innings. In the top of the 10th, Tyler Stevenson led off with a walk. Noelvi Marte struck out, and that brought Nate Lowe, who came into the game earlier, as a pinch hitter. Nate Lowe, an absolutely beautiful swing on an 0-2 pitch, ripped a 106-mile-per-hour single. That put the Reds up 3-2. Friedel walked, and then a really solid 7-pitch at-bat by Matt McLain resulted in a 386-foot double off the wall, 5-2 Reds. Ellie then made it 6-2 with an RBI ground out, and that would be our score going into the bottom of the 10th. The only runner to score in the bottom of the 10th off Graham Ashcraft was the ghost runner. Ashcraft gets the job done. Reds win 3-2. Reds now 2-0 in extra innings after going 3-12 a season ago. Reds now 8-3 on the season, tied for first in the NL Central. And the Dodgers, the only team in baseball with the record better than your Cincinnati Reds.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. The deep drive of the day, of course, is the double right off the top of the wall. Would have been a home run in 20 of 30 parks, just based off of memory there as we watched the game together. Exit velo, 101.5 off the bat, 386 feet. That would give the Reds a lead of 5-2, and they would ultimately go on to win. The deep drive of the day is sponsored by our friends at QC Kinetix. If knee pain or shoulder pain is slowing you down, whether it's on the golf course, the pickleball court, or even the gym, or who knows? At this point, it might be me trying to get back up these steps after the amount of times that I thought that I was going to be sitting here for an hour, and looks like I might be sitting here for 3 hours. But nonetheless, if you are in pain, it might be time to talk to the care team at QC Kinetix Cincinnati about regenerative medicine options. QC Kinetix takes a different approach, focusing on treatments designed to help your body heal and recover. Conveniently located in Liberty Township, right across from Lakota East High School. See what the team at QC Kinetix is all about at qckinetix.com or call 513-655-3356. All right, folks, let's do this. I don't know, on a game like this, how you could even try to dissect it from a minute standpoint, because we quite literally could be here, Nick, for 3 hours talking about the intricacies of all the things that happened in this game that were vitally important. If I'm being honest, I missed a huge pivotal moment in this game because I was outside trying to walk the streets on my State of the Union address discussing how ridiculous of a call that was on Matt McLain's obstruction, which then led to the very first error of the Cincinnati Reds season, stopping them from chasing down the San Diego Padres of 2022 and their 16-game streak of errorless baseball. See, that was my storyline. I was focused on that halfway through the game because, honest to God, I thought this game was long gone. I thought it was long gone. We had done, forget about it. Bases were juiced, I think, at the time. And, yeah, I think there was one out in the inning, and I leave, and I come back, and they only scored they still had only 2 runs. So you'll have to walk me through that at some point. But Andrew Abbott did a decent job of hanging in with Alcantara, but he was unbelievable tonight. And then we can obviously discuss the vast majority of the game that happened on the back end because there was just so much that happened in such little time. But guys made some plays when we needed them to make it. And I think you illustrated it the best. It felt like we got so close so many times before of finally getting over the hump and making a full comeback or falling just short. And we've always just fallen short. And this time we got some big plays that got us over the top, and Reds win 6-3.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we're not having to spend the next 20 minutes talking about was it a great performance by Sandy Alcantara or does the Reds offense suck? Because no one cares about that anymore. Yeah, and I agree. I think it was both. Let's get that out of the way now. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things that in a game like this. I'll just shout out right now because I think a lot of people are going to forget the job that Pierce Johnson did. And Pierce Johnson has not looked very good so far this year. But he came into really almost an impossible spot. Got a really big strikeout. The batter that the Marlins brought up, Hicks, one of their top hitting prospect players, guy that they're really banking on to be a big part of their offense, made him look silly. Got 2 outs, and I marked that down because I was like, there's gonna be like 3 things to talk about tonight, and I'll be like, hey, you know what? It didn't matter. I thought, man, it's not gonna matter, but it was a big spot, and you know what? It could have mattered. Well, it actually ended up mattering. So shout out to Pierce Johnson, but yeah, just a lot of good things. Obviously, Matt McLain. I mean, 2 huge at bats. Matt McLain has just looked very comfortable. He looks so much more comfortable. That's the word I would say for him. Nate Lowe. A professional, absolute professional at bat by him in the 10th that just really kind of set up that whole inning. Emilio Pagan, Ben Don't Break. I don't know. Go wherever you want. It's a hell of a win. It's a hell of a start. We're going to keep rolling. There's plenty you can say right now. You can sit there and you can say, well, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Well, the reality is the Reds could be doing a lot of things that we really like. They could actually maybe be playing in some ways better overall. Like the offense could be humming a little bit better, and they could be 500 right now. They're 8-3. They're stacking some wins. We had these coming the last 2 years. We lost so many games that we didn't deserve to lose, and we're getting some of these back. So just enjoy it. Let's ride the wave right now and see how long they can keep this going.
The game's won in the margins more times than not, right? And tightly contested games. And yes, it's 6-3. You could say, oh, it's not that close of a game. Obviously, it was. It went to extra innings, and there was about 1,000 moments where you thought this was it because the Reds were just right there on the brink of disaster. Listen, the double by McLain certainly was a huge part of that because that essentially, in my opinion, started the idea of lifting Alcantara, right? And then give Ellie credit. He walks. They lift Alcantara. The biggest play of the game, in my opinion, out of everything that happened next, and that was the double steal. You had brought it up. You had mentioned, obviously, from your research doing on the Marlins that their catcher was relatively abysmal at throwing guys out. But maybe even more importantly, and I thought about this right before this happened, but maybe even more importantly, that he allowed the most passed balls. I think you said maybe in Major League Baseball, but regardless, it was at the top of the league in regards to allowing pass balls. And the sacrifice fly, although felt like at the time maybe it wasn't a huge deal, with that pretext and understanding that the catcher obviously struggles with being able to block baseballs, and you have Ellie De La Cruz of all guys at third base, to me, that was all set up because you double stole, right? Like you could have sat there and you could have played hesitancy and said, oh, well, we got Sal Stewart up. I really don't want to take the bat out of his hands or give him a chance to lift one out of here. And then all of a sudden, maybe, you could have been in the lead and now you're only tied because you hit a home run. This ballpark doesn't lend itself to that, Nick. Like we've watched how many times, even the ball that McLain hit, that's a home run in 20 or 30 parks, not a home run here. And yes, it was close, but it ultimately wasn't out. So I am very, very, very thankful that the Reds have have been a little more aggressive on the base pass, and I think that's led to, in my opinion, a little more of that youthful spirit that this team did have a couple years ago that I think most of this fan base fell in love with.
Yeah, I agree. That was a fun ninth inning, and there was just a lot of really good at bats in that ninth inning. Obviously, Suarez laid off some tough pitches, made a really heads up challenge call on a 3-1. It would have still been 3-2, but who knows how this game ends if he doesn't challenge it in that spot. I thought Sal Stewart had a pretty good at bat. Obviously, only resulted in a sac fly, but he laid off some tough pitches. Also made a really smart challenge. I mean, they were 2 for 2 in that ninth inning on the challenges. And yeah, it was just there's just so many good. It was just like stacked on good thing after good thing after good thing after good thing. Like there wasn't really one thing that you point. Yeah, this was as much of a team win as we've done this show a long time. There's been more team wins like that was a full team effort than this one. This was as big of a team win as you're ever going to see.
I agree. I think it's at the top of the list, if not the top of the list, because ultimately you needed a guy that gave you a pretty good start. You got that out of Andrew Abbott. We have him now right here on the rundown. And I felt like, honestly, today Andrew Abbott didn't even have like his best stuff. I don't think his command was very good. He fell behind hitters countless times, but you got to give him credit that he completely kind of rectified every at-bat after he was down 2-0. I don't know how many times it was, but it was enough to make me start to worry. And, he got guys out. And ultimately, is he a guy that I'm going to feel comfortable with going up against top-of-the-line aces? Probably not. But truth be told, he's available. We have 2 guys that are supposed to be aces that aren't available. And, your best ability is availability. And at least Andrew Abbott has done that for us. And he's been able to kind of at least keep us in baseball games after a really scary spring training. And I know everybody wants to say and make fun of spring training, this, that, and the next. But if you didn't have a little bit of worry about Andrew Abbott, then I think you're lying a little bit. I'm not saying you had to be, overly concerned, but if there wasn't just a little bit of doubt in your mind about maybe what he was going to bring at least at the beginning of this season, I'd call you a little bit of a liar. And the truth is that he's been excellent so far in giving this team a chance to win when he takes the ball.
Yeah, I would agree. And tonight, I think Andrew Abbott will probably tell you he didn't feel like it was his best effort. He left the game. He looked incredibly frustrated. I mean, I know that inning was a big reason for the frustration, but I think overall, Abbott probably felt like he pitched better than his final line, which is still solid, 5 1/3, 2 earned runs. But yeah, he did not look good at all in spring training. And I think anyone rationally would have been very concerned with him going to the year, but he's put together 3 really solid starts. He's given the Reds the chance to win all 3 times he's taken the ball. And yeah, I mean, that's what you're asking out of him right now. And yeah, he's getting it done. Like, he only had 6 swing and misses. I mean, that is not a lot, but he keeps finding a way. And in that ballpark, too,
right.
He did walk a couple batters, but look, if you throw strikes in that ballpark, it's going to work more often than not.
I think, honestly, if we were doing a Miami Marlins podcast, first and foremost, we'll talk about 988 in a minute. But let's just imagine if we were doing a Miami Marlins podcast, I do think that they're not giving the Reds a whole lot of credit right now. I mean, they are beside themselves in the fact that their offense has been completely inept the last few nights, and they've wasted numerous opportunities to kind of close the door. And you know what? You can say whatever you want, and maybe ultimately, yeah, the Marlins are some of the reason as to why the Reds have been able to capitalize is because they've been so bad. But the truth is it doesn't matter. And how many times through the course of 162, Nick, when we watch as many games as we do, that sometimes, yeah, you can look at the schedule and be like, oh man, that's a tough couple weeks coming up. But the truth is, if you haven't watched those teams play in a certain amount of time, then I don't think that's a truly a fair assessment, because there are certain times during the year that you are playing way above your weight, and there are certain times in the year that you feel like you're one of the worst teams in the league. It just depends on when you catch a team. And right now, they caught the Marlins coming into what I thought they were playing decent baseball. They look like a competent team, but the last 2 nights they've obviously struggled and from an offensive standpoint, and I give the Reds credit. But I'm not going to sit here and act like they've faced, Sandy Koufax and Nolan Ryan either. Like, no disrespect to our guys, but the reality is I don't care. I really don't care. And maybe the most frustrating thing for some Reds fans is that they think that this somehow this luck is gonna run out. I would just tell you, it's not so much the luck that I'm worried about running out. It's like, how long can you keep stealing this many games before you finally catch up to who you truly are? Because our offense, I'm here to tell you, our offense is better than what we've showcased so far. It is. Tyler Stevenson is going to have better output than he's had so far. Spencer Steer is going to have better output. CJ Friedel will have better output. I'm sure I'm missing guys as I go down the list. I would say Hayes, but then everybody in the chat would laugh, and we could all get a good chuckle. I do think Hayes genuinely is probably a little bit better than what he's been. He hit into some bad luck tonight too. He laced a baseball right at the second baseman, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you win. You move on, and I'm beside myself to a certain extent because it's April 7th, but I'm already thinking about what this means for a postseason, and I'm telling you, you're going to look back at the end of the year and you're going to say, remember when we stole all those games? Now look at us.
Yeah. The games in April count just the same as games in September. But yeah, I mean, you go down the list. I think Friedel is going to play better. I think Suarez only hitting .95, 591 OPS right now. Steer, Stevenson, Marte's certainly going to get better. And if he doesn't get better, he's going to get replaced because there's about 4 guys at AAA that are chomping at the bit to get a shot in the big leagues that are all, I think, deserving. And yeah, so and they're also going to face some lesser pitching. God, I really hope this weekend, the Reds place in the Angels. I really hope they can just really kind of, all right, just breathe some life into this offense and really kind of showcase, kind of, I think the step forward that I think this team will take offensively. But you can focus on the guys that aren't performing, but let's look at Matt McClain. I know the stats aren't gaudy, but if you're watching these games and you don't think Matt McClain looks significantly better than he did last year, I'm not sure what you're watching. He looks so much better at the plate, looks so much more comfortable. Ellie looks pretty comfortable at the plate. Sal Stewart looks like a superstar. So, those are 3 players that the Reds didn't have, or at least have for long stretches of the year, performing that way. Obviously, Ellie was great early in the year, but was really bad in the second half. Matt McClain had a down year, and Sal Stewart played 18 games last year. So you're kind of adding that, and that's your 2, 3, and 4 hitters in your lineup. And I think there's other guys that will perform better, and if they don't, they're not the be-all, end-all. There's other guys right now that are playing really, really well at AAA. So there's options. And that's great when you have options with a pitching staff that most nights is going to keep you in games. I think that's what gives this team a real chance this year.
It's a hilarious show because the main point that I was going to make on this show until the 9th inning happened was that ultimately, as goofy as this may sound, the play that Steer was unable to make in left field is really the reason in which I would argue that Ke'Bryan Hayes has a spot at third base, and why I would say that Tito continues to put him there is because ultimately the replacement for whoever you are talking about trying to get out of the lineup that has not performed, the replacement is not a guarantee to perform all that significantly higher than the next guy. Yes, I know over the course of 162 you could say that, but I think Ke'Bryan Hayes genuinely is a much better hitter than he's showcased so far. Yes, I do understand he should have hit in the 9 hole. He's not a very good hitter, but he's a very good third baseman, and he made some plays tonight that showcased that. I do know the bunt. There was a little bit of a miscommunication. I'd like for Andrew Abbott to know that he has the best third baseman in all of Major League Baseball to his right, so maybe just concede that and maybe try to let him make that play. But regardless, he made some good plays. And the play that Steer was unable to make, you kind of start to scratch your head and you say, okay, well, these guys aren't mashers. We don't have a lot of guys that I would say, I can guarantee you they are going to be a 125 OPS plus kind of guy. They're going to be a well above average hitter in this league. There's not many of them. So it's funny because at this point, I don't even know if that's really worth talking a whole lot about because there's so many other things to get to that seems kind of like a low kind of a lower level topic on a night like tonight. But it was the main point of the show coming into it, was that, we have plenty of guys that are capable of having a 300 or 400 slugging that can play good defense, Nick.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that.
I'm not saying we're going to go down that path tonight, but I just want to say it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm leaving that alone. We'll talk about that the next 1-0 loss.
That's good. That's actually a good point. That's very smart of you, if we're being completely honest. Speaking of which,
not on a night when we have 1,000 people watching Chatterbox Reds live post game on a Tuesday night. Shout out to you. Let's go. I mean, that is incredible.
Yeah.
There's 29 people watching the first time we did this show.
I know. I'm trying not to let it get to me. If you haven't already, please like the stream and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, we're here every single ninth inning. There's so many OGs that are here. There's so many people. It's hard on nights like tonight not to just ask yourself what in the hell's happened in my life, But here we are. Let's get to some supers here in a second. You hit them with 988 as always, a big time sponsor here and something that we like to promote. As there's this many people here, somebody probably would like to know that we love them.
Yeah, we're really proud to partner with 988. Really great organization, does a lot of great things. And we want to remind you can always call or text 988 anytime, day or night. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is a place to get support for anything related to mental health, whether it's an immediate crisis, simply wanting to find out how to connect with care, or anything in between. It's a 100% confidential, secure, and anonymous way to reach out for help when you don't know where else to turn. To connect, call or text 988 or visit mantherapy.org to get help. It's okay not to be okay.
Schmick Schmack 129 says, I sure hope we can keep Ellie. He is electric. I don't think he said it like that, but yeah, listen, I'd love to be a millionaire tomorrow, but the chances of that happen are next to nothing. I love Ellie. I think a lot of us are starting to come around maybe on Ellie and seeing what he's capable of doing, but the truth is that let's love him while he's here, because that's the end of it, and that's okay. We've got to come to grips with that as Reds fans. That's okay. We're gonna. That's part of it. Unless that CBA changes, I'm gonna say that every single time. And there is a CBA coming up, and there's a chance that maybe things get shifted around.
You do the show long enough. You said that tonight.
Yeah. If you do this show long enough, Nick, something's bound to happen that you just never expect. So maybe Ellie will have a 20-year career
enough
in
CBAs.
That's right. I don't know how many CBAs we're going to go through, Nick. They might put us out of our misery next offseason. There's no baseball to be played, but that's who cares? We're not going to talk about that. Bob the Wizard says, do you believe in miracles? Yes. Shout out Al Michaels. Also, Al Michaels, home broadcaster for the Cincinnati Reds there, right before the great late Hall of Famer Marty Brenneman. Shout out to him and his statue. I'm glad that thing has been put back together. Whoever touches that thing ought to, they have some bad karma on their way. But Jim says, question for Trace and Nick, who will have the highest combined WAR from now through the 2029 season? Sal versus Ellie, Chase Burns versus Hunter Green. I'm keeping receipts. Smash the like button, chat. Let's go, Reds. You can keep this receipt. You ready for it? Ellie De La Cruz and Chase Burns.
I think I'm going to go Chase Burns. I don't want to go Chase Burns. I got a bad feeling the Reds are going to trade Hunter Green at some point. It
didn't say with the Reds, to be fair. It didn't say with the Reds.
Oh, it didn't say with the Reds, though, that I'm taking Hunter Green. Okay, I took that as with the Reds. Oh, that's Ellie and Hunter Green. I mean, I'm not going to go overboard on young players. I love both of them dearly. But yeah, I'm taking Ellie and Hunter.
Fair enough. Jack says Ellie taken home there is the definition of clutch. Yeah, that's a good point by Jack. Jack's coming in with a good point. I mean,
we kind of glossed over that.
100% glossed over that.
We didn't while we were watching, but yeah.
Of course. He's got a great point because ultimately the run doesn't score without him having the ability to do what he did. And, I guess my point is if let's just say Spencer Steer got a base hit right there, right? we would be talking about how big of a clutch hit that was by Spencer Steer to get that run in. The result's the same. The importance of the game is the same of what he did versus what Steer would have done with a base hit. So he's not wrong with that. Like that's an excellent point. Shout out to Jeff.
And I think it was more than just Ellie too. I think that Ellie was anticipating that because I think that the coaching staff was all over that. They knew the scouting report about the catcher that had 19 pass balls last year, 10 more than anyone else in baseball. Ellie clearly had a huge lead, was ready for that moment. So yeah, that was just another factor of this team win, that they were ready for that potentially to happen.
Add the coaching staff in on the team win. Add the analytics. Add everybody. Like genuinely everybody. Eli says, gentlemen, looks like we got a legit team here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that we don't. I'm just saying that it's insane that this team is capable of winning the games that they have so far. And, bar the door if they get hot. I mean, they haven't gotten hot yet. This team, you can say whatever you want, but if you've watched these games, this team has not gotten hot. They're not playing over their head. This team is not playing over their head. Not right now, they're not. Now, will they at some point this year? Yes. But they're not right now. And I mean, I'm not saying that I don't want it to happen or anything like that, but boy, oh boy, if they were to accidentally get hot right after this stretch, I don't know.
The pitching's pretty hot. The pitching's pretty hot right now.
That's true. That is true. But you know what? I've become a rich kid in that category. I'm like the Macaulay. Is it Macaulay Culkin in the movie where he's basically just like a rich kid? I don't know. I'm basically gotten used to private jets with the pitching staff. They've been so good for so long that I'm just assuming that when we get to the 7th or 8th inning, that the other team's only going to score about 3 or 4 runs at most. That's kind of genuinely how I've gotten, which I shouldn't be that way, but I am. Nate Seltzer's been a member of Nutcutter Nation for 25 months. We've got some long tenure here. God willing, the Cincinnati Reds start 5-0 on the road. Sal Stewart, Rookie of the Year. Ellie Speed. I think we missed an E there, but that's okay. Ellie Speed is back.
Excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. This is all caps too. You know when he was typing this thing, he's just punching them on the keyboard. All caps. Ellie Speed's back. Matt McClain, thank you for spelling his name right, is like a fine white wine. Will Benson is the man. Tito is using less of his brain, which is good. I don't even know what to say about that. Thank you for the super. Rolf says, did you know if the C-Box Reds live stream, it automatically equals Reds win? It's like war, or as some would say, prayer for a cure to losing, that is. There we go. All right, we got some more supers we'll get to on the back end of the show. You guys, there's so much going on right now that I just want to say thank you. And I will promise we will do the supers once we run through the back half of this rundown. But we're going to do a show here real quick. All right, the bullpen back in. I had made mention, Nick, that I missed a pivotal piece of this game because I was just like, I got to get a post out about the fact that, they just ruined my all-time, like when I grew up as a Reds fan and dreaming as a kid, I always wanted my favorite baseball team to have the most consecutive games without making an error, and they took it from us. They straight stole it. So I had to go make a video on it. I come back in, and I still need you to explain to me what happened and how they kept this 2-0 deficit. What genuinely? I'm not being facetious. Like, what happened?
Well, Pierce Johnson came in, did a great job.
He's been bad.
He's been really struggling. Try to find it here on the game day so I can give you exactly the situation here. All right, so we have bottom 6, runners on second and third. Felt like the Reds should have gotten both runners that were on base out at one point. Felt like there should have been an interference with the runner running to third because after Abbott walked the batter at the plate, the batter kind of moved back into Stevenson's throwing motion. And then Stevenson throws out the runner that walked at second base, but they call Matt McClain for blocking the base, and it was I don't know. I guess the letter of the law, maybe,
It's a
but
joke,
it feels like
but
it feels
maybe
like there's
the
no
law.
way we get that call. It feels like there's no way we get that call. That's the thing that bugs me. It just feels like both of those particular plays. I'm fine with the rules, but there's absolutely no consistency with either one of them. And that's the thing that to me is the most frustrating. But nonetheless, Pierce Johnson comes into a brutal spot, gets Xavier Edwards to ground into a force out. Sal Sierra made a pretty nice play throwing home. It was a pretty routine play, but still a nice play. And then he struck out Liam Hicks and just some beautiful pitching. Threw a curveball in the dirt and completely fooled him. And Hicks is a pretty good batter for them. But then Jose Franco, I mean, I kind of just forgotten about in this one. I wasn't really locked into Jose Franco, to be honest. I'm trying to get ready for the show. I'm expecting to try to have some thoughts about a game where you lose 2-0 and get 2 base runners against Sandy Alcantara to a bunch of angry people online. So I gotta be honest, I wasn't watching Jose Franco pitch by pitch, but he did a great job. I mean, he put up 2 scoreless innings. He did a great job, and that set it up. I mean, I'm not really going to sit here and throw a parade for Emilio Pagan. That ninth inning was a little rough, but Graham Ashcraft did a great job at the 10th.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that gets missed on sometimes when you come in and try to perform a save situation in the 10th inning or the 11th or whatever inning you want to count in extras, is that oftentimes you forget like there's a guy the guy starts at second base with nobody out, right? Like you're asking typically a lot out of somebody that comes in that spot because you're hoping that they can somehow strand that guy at second base when ultimately like that's just not a very fair way to go about asking a reliever to be able to do that more times than not. Maybe we feel that way because we've seen the Reds incapable of scoring the guy from second base for so long last year that we think that it should be in the expectation, but it just can't be. So even if you give up that guy, that run like he did at second base, to me, that's a perfect inning, a scoreless inning for all intents and purposes. Franco, maybe the biggest key that I took away from him is just how, early he is into his big league career, and he feels like a guy that's comfortable in his own skin, doesn't get sped up. If he, misses on a couple pitches in a row, it seemed like he always has the ability to come back and find the zone. And, he was minor league pitcher of the year last year for good reason. And at some point, he's probably going to start being put into probably higher leverage situations, depending on how this bullpen goes, Nick. But it's just, as I said before, bullpens are so fickle that you need to find these diamonds in the rough every single year that you ultimately find giving you big outs that you didn't expect at all. And you can go back every single year and pick your guy, whether it was, people are going to laugh about this, but Buck Farmer there for a short amount of time was that guy for this baseball team. Then it was Fernando Cruz there for a short amount of time. And then all of a sudden you find yourself into last year, and Santillan, I thought, was that guy last year where, yeah, I guess you could have some expectations, but not as good as he was. And then who knows where this year's comes from. And I think Brock Burke is that guy personally, but maybe it's Franco. I don't know. But at the end of the day, they find a way to, to get outs and keep this team hanging around. And that's what they needed to do, was hang around just long enough that Alcantara got pulled from the game and they capitalized and just completely stole this baseball game, Nick.
Yeah, Jose Franco is a guy that I think there's a lot of promise. Like, I know Doug Gray, who covers the minor leagues, called him the Reds minor league pitcher of the year last year. I don't know if the Reds still officially do that award or not, but he was one of the Reds' best pitchers in their entire organization. Reds put him on the 40-man roster. He's a guy that they, I think, believe in as a guy that could potentially be a starter. I never envisioned him in this role. And you also got to remember, like, this role was not really the role that he was supposed to be in, because Nick Lodolo was supposed to be on the team. That Brandon Williams was supposed to be doing some sort of like piggyback, and then Franco was just kind of like this extra long guy that they could throw in wherever. And so he's kind of he's never really pitched as a reliever before, first and foremost. And he's looked like I'm sure there's a lot of people like, oh, that guy's not a reliever. Like, people probably just think he's a reliever. This is a starter that has never done this before, or at least hasn't done it in a long time. Maybe he did it in the Dominican League. I don't know. But yeah, he looks comfortable in this role, and who knows? I mean, I don't want to like take away a guy that is a top prospect of the Reds organization's ability to be a starter down the road, but he may just pitch so well in this role that he'd just say, hey, we're not sitting him down. We're going to keep him in the bullpen as a reliever because he just continues to get the job done.
Yeah, and I mean, at some point, you're going to continue to give him more and more opportunities if he throws the ball as well as he has. So we'll see what the Reds end up doing. But at the end of all of it, it's yet again the same formula that this team's even had remote success in the past few years. It really has. And as I said to you, Nick, on opening day, I was I'm not going to call the radio station out, but I think everybody knows the number that typically covers Cincinnati news talk. And ultimately, like, I was just jumped in the car. It was probably the first time the radio accidentally turned on in 10 years. And I was listening to a segment, and everyone was talking about how, this offense was going to have to carry the pitching staff because Hunter Green's down, this, that, and the next. And I'm scratching my head thinking, like, I mean, I'm not suggesting that I thought this was going to happen, but this is their identity. Like, you pick out a program in college that you know well, or a college coach that you know well, you know how their team, for the most part, is going to try to compete, whether it's a defensive mindset or maybe they're more of like kind of a run-and-gun mindset, whatever it is. This Cincinnati Reds team, since Tito's been here, has been very much get guys out, hope that the offense is good enough to be able to score enough runs to win. And unfortunately, the offense has been abysmal for the last few years, and this year it's not been very good either. But the truth is they've never won games this way. So now you find yourself in a position where you start to really, truly believe that, maybe we've turned a corner here, because there's just a belief system there. And the Brewers, as I said before, they have this Brewer magic, or whatever you want to call it. Like, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here a little bit on April 7th, but I don't care anymore. This is what you watch when you watch the Brewers. Like, genuinely. This is what you see, Nick. This is exactly the formula that they go out and perform night in and night out, and you scratch your head and you say, look at this lineup, Nick. This lineup's terrible. Look at these guys. Look at their lineup. Half of them aren't even hitting 250 or whatever the number is that you want to make up. But the truth is like, this is the way that they've won. And you know what? We have begged on this show, begged and pleaded on this show, that if we can just find a way to formulate a little bit of what the Brewers have been able to do, then we will find ourselves in a much happier position at the end of the year than we have in the past. And they have done that. They have done that in the first 11 games?
Yeah. Another interesting point, shout out to Craig for pointing this out. Terry Francona said that the double steal in the ninth was not called from the dugout. Quote, they had the green light. So I don't know. It might have been but he said that there might have been a situation where they told them, hey, this is a good opportunity, to run wild on this guy that threw out 8 out of 90 runners last year. But yeah, that was not a called double steal for whatever it's worth.
Shout out to Matt
Also, just like, I don't even know if I really remember it because everything was moving so fast. Like, when Ellie went home, there was 2 outs in the 9th inning, and the Reds were down a run. Like,
yes.
Like that's a ballsy play.
I would say that I think, okay, there's 2 ways to look at that. All right. Yeah, yes, in regards, if you want to use the term ballsy, I think that it's, I don't want to say, like, less important or anything like that. Like I'm trying to find a better term than ballsy since you've used it. But let's run with it. I think it's a little less ballsy the closer you get to the game being over, to be honest. If there's 2 strikes, if there's 2 strikes and it's like 2 outs, go for it. If there's 1 out and you go for it and you get it, I would say, like, that's really ballsy. But to be fair to you, like, here's what I would say about the whole situation. They were looking to be aggressive. And how many times have we begged for this team to start being aggressive? Stop worrying about, making a mistake, because it felt like on one hand in 2023, this team ran wild and they just, they made a mistake here and there. And then 2024's David Bell team felt like they were the worst base running team in the history of baseball at times. And then all of a sudden Tito gets control of the reins, and his very first thing was, well, there's being aggressive and then there's being stupid, and we're not going to be stupid. And then last year it felt like the conservative, or whatever the hell word I'm trying to use right now. We just got ultra conservative, and we never really pushed the envelope at all. This year has been a little bit of a reversal of that, and I'm excited to see that the young guys, or the guys that are capable of stealing bases, have done that in good spots this year. We've done it all year so far, that we've ran in good spots, Nick. And I think Ellie being aggressive and reading the pitch can't go, unnoticed. But to your point, it was the perfect play at the right time.
I want Ellie doing that 100 out of 100 times in that spot. I mean, with all due respect to Spencer Steer, I didn't have a whole lot of confidence in him in that at-bat against that pitcher, and, well, he struck out. So, I want Ellie going, but let's be very clear. Yeah. If Ellie gets thrown out at the plate there, I mean, it is a massive talking point. That's all anyone's going to talk about. Ellie running into an out, Ellie doing something stupid, Ellie doing this. But now it worked, and so it's great. So I don't think it was ballsy in terms of a baseball play, because to me it was a no-brainer. Yes. But in terms of the way people would have reacted to it, if it didn't go, if the pitcher makes a great play, or the ball maybe just doesn't bounce as far as you think it was going to bounce,
yes,
Ellie's getting crushed by a large portion of this fan base and the people that cover and talk about this team.
And I would say that those people that would be crushing him, for the most part, probably don't have a very high baseball IQ, because in that situation, the percentage chances of Ellie getting home in a spot like that are much higher than Steer getting a hit and getting him home. That's all. In fact, there was a moment in there, and if there was a moment in the ninth inning that it felt like, him stealing home, with the fact that the third baseman was so far away from him, also felt like maybe the best option. I'm not saying that I'm there yet, but I was thinking it. So, who knows? You have Trace's choice on the rundown. I'm sure we threw that in there as we were kind of trying to figure out what the hell to talk about on a night like that.
That was put up during Sandy Alcantara's 8th inning.
Exactly. Yeah, we were in a spot where we had no idea what to talk about. And I was just going to say, we were due to lose one of these games. I really felt that way as I watched the game. It's okay, ho-hum, you get beat, you got a good arm on the mound. Trace's choice is going to be this then. As much as we want to give credit to really good front-end arms shutting us down, Nick, if we want to be a little bit of cautiously pessimistic here, at some point we've got to find a way to break through and get to these guys, though. Because these are the arms that you will see more than likely in really pivotal playoff games. If we want to talk about, and I know playoffs, yes, I'm not trying to go too far ahead of it, but I'm just saying in general, these are the types of players or arms, pitchers, that this team's going to have to find a way to break down at some point for me to get to a point where I feel extremely confident that this team compete in the postseason. But it's way too early to kind of get into all of that. But I will say I am tired to a certain extent of always having to give credit to the starting pitcher and how good they are, and look at how, you make an excellent point, Nick, that they've faced really good starting pitching so far, but I think we've made the pitching look a little bit better than it really truly is. That's all.
You need to you don't even need to have a 50% success rate against this many good pitchers, but you need to have a couple that you do something extraordinary against. I'm with you. I agree. It's too many of these stacked back to back to back. And let's also not forget to give shout out to Mrs. Fairbanks tonight. Pete Fairbanks' wife, who gave birth to a child. The Marlins closer, their highest paid player. I mean, the Miami Marlins gave this guy $13 million to close their game, and he did not come in for Sandy Alcantara. So Mrs. Fairbanks, wherever you are, God bless you. God bless that beautiful baby.
That's right.
That's another break the Reds really got. I mean, when things are going well, Trace, they're going well.
Really well. I mean, you're breaking it down to the umpteenth degree at this point. All right, let's do it. We have Reds MILB on a night like tonight. They actually played baseball, thankfully, which helps us. And there are a lot of guys that some people are clamoring for to come up and help this Reds baseball team, maybe find some more offensive production. And truth be told, they continue to play relatively well. And Nick, I'm very interested in to see how Austin Hendricks did, if anything, tonight.
I'm about to find out with you. Shout out to Craig working behind the scenes, because, I mean, these games were all in the 5th inning when I
know.
logged on here. So he entered all this stuff in. So I'm going to find out with you guys. Rhys Hines got the day off. Speculation, let it begin, because the bats were off on Monday. So
2 days off.
The 2 days off in a row. But Louisville, nonetheless, they won 8-0. Good to see. They snapped a 5-game losing streak. Been a wild season. They start 4-0, lose 5 in a row, win 8-0 today. Really good stuff, though, from Chase Petty. I'm actually excited. After this ends, I'm going to go back and watch a little bit of this. How about 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts from Chase Petty. He had a great first start, an abysmal second start, great third start. Really good to see from Chase Petty. Kyle Nicholas, he pitched an inning in a third scoreless, struck out 2 batters, walked 1. Luis May, he threw a scoreless inning as well. Blake Dunn, 1 for 5. Edwin Arroyo, 1 for 4 with a double. Hector Rodriguez, he's heating up. He was 2 for 4. JJ Bleday, 1 for 4 with a double. And how about Christian Encarnacion Strand, 1 for 4 with a triple on this night. All right, down to Double-A, Chattanooga, they're actually still going. It's 4-4 in the top of the 10th. Chattanooga looking to improve to 4-0 on the season. My guy, Carlos Jorge, oh, man, I am fired up about this. He's 2 for 4, off to a great start. Just got called up to Double-A to start the season. Leo Balcazar, 2 for 4 with a double. Cam Collier, 1 for 4. Austin Hendrick, 0 for 1. I'll have to find out, Trace, if he maybe was subbed in. He's a pinch hitter. Craig is literally typing as I'm reading these notes. He was used as a pinch hitter in this one. Hunter Parks, good to see him. 3 strikeouts in an inning of relief. All right, down to High A, the Dayton Dragons. They fall 6-2 to Lake County. This was Alfredo Duno's Dayton debut. Duno goes 1 for 4 with a double and a walk. Carlos Sanchez 0 for 2. Kind Vu was 2 for 5 in that one. All right, and last but not least, down to Low A, the Daytona Tortugas drop a tough one, 6-5 to Lakeland. Cheyenne Lin made his debut. Struggled a little bit with his command. Walked 4 batters. I'm sure there was some external factors there that caused that. So tough debut for Cheyenne Lin. Tyson Lewis 1 for 5 with a double. Arnaldo Lantigua 0 for 3 with a pair of walks. That's your Reds MILB. We'll clean it up a little bit, give you a little more notes in the podcast version tomorrow morning.
Love it. If you haven't already known this, there's a lot of people in the chat. We do have a podcast that is obviously separate from this show itself. It is on all the podcast platforms, whether it's Spotify, Apple, Amazon, you name it. There's like 50 places that you can listen to podcasts at this point. If you have not downloaded that, please do so. It's a little bit different than this show, has some kind of different variances, some more news and nuggets, and then obviously there's some bits and pieces from this show in and of itself. But the biggest thing that I could ask for all of you to do, if you have not done it, is to go give us a nice, lovely review on those platforms. That would be fantastic for us, and it just helps us continue to hopefully grow and continue to put out more and more Reds content. Because I'll use this as my plea as I get into these supers. If it wasn't for the community that has continued to get built while we've done this, it makes it almost impossible for us to be able to do this show. It takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of time, effort, and energy from a whole host of people. Craig's behind the scenes right now working the graphics. We have probably 6 to 8 other guys that help us do this on a regular basis. That makes it possible for us to keep somewhat of a family life over the course of all 162. And it genuinely means something to us for this many people to tune in. And I would also say this many people to super on a night like tonight. But the most important thing that you can continue to do for us is just to show up, like the streams, tell people about, what we got going on. And I think that, you watch long enough, you start to have fun. You start to see some of the idioms that happen on our types of maybe, inside jokes, the humor that exists. And more importantly, I just want to say thank you. Genuinely, thank you very much for all of us at Chatterbox Reds and Chatterbox Sports for that matter. All right, we have plenty of supers here to jump into as my mouse wants to kind of struggle here to scroll up. But Alex says, Ellie is one of maybe 3 players in baseball that gets home on that pitch. Let's ride. Not saying that you're not saying you're wrong. I think I don't know all the players in Major League Baseball, if I'm being completely honest, but
I wish I could see the full angle of that. How far down the line he was, because that's such a big piece to that we don't. Yes. I didn't see an angle of that.
I completely agree. Andrew says, how do they keep doing this, guys? These are the games that you need to win to get back to the postseason. Couldn't say it any better, Scobie. Go Reds. Paige is not responding, by the way. We'll get it all figured out. You guys are breaking YouTube at this point. I do know that Rolf comes in as a 24-month member at Nutcutter Nation. There's some supers above it that have frozen that I'll get to in a second. But he said, I'd like to send out a search party for Reed Mouse. If you don't think the games matter this early in the season, I would implore you, I would beg of you to go check out the statistical odds of the Chicago Cubs to make the postseason on opening day, and then go check out what they are right now. Now, am I saying they're not going to make the postseason? I'm not saying that. But I am going to say that the odds are dropping, and they're dropping fast. He said he'd like to send out a search party for Reed Mouse. He was last seen wearing a Chicago Cubs shirt and hat on this very channel on opening day. Has anyone seen
that
Reed?
Could age. That could age very well. Oh, man.
Boy, oh, boy. Has
Get the
anyone
video
seen Reed or
department on
Cubs
that.
win anytime recently? Rolf would like to know. I haven't, personally. Laich says, bring back Connor Joe. Speak for yourself. Flip-flop trucking.
Hold up here.
Yes, go
the
ahead.
Cubs playoff odds on Fangraphs right now are 38%.
I tried telling you. Look at the shock. Look at the shock in Nick's face.
What were they on opening day?
60.
54. Wow.
Tried telling you. Yeah, I'm here. Who knew that Trace was going to break out the Fangraphs?
Reds are up about
percentages?
10, 17. Reds are up 17 to 20, from 17 to 27.
Yeah, hey, it matters. This page is struggling so bad. I honestly might need your help here in a second.
Okay.
Alex says, yeah, like it's just this thing's struggling bad. If you don't mind, try to find
Not at
the rest of these
all.
folks.
All right, we did. You did Rolf.
Yeah,
Rolf's
there's someone. I feel like
20
there's someone
bomb.
above. There's someone above Rolf that deserves a shout out that I don't think I can get to because it's pages.
Oh, no, I think Rolf did another one. Did we do bring back Connor Joe?
Yep, I got that one.
Who needs Captain Blisters?
Nope, don't have that.
All right. At Flip Flop Truckin', $5 super chat. Who needs Captain Glass and Blisters McGee? Thank you for clarifying your parentheses that was Green and Lodolo. Let's go ATOBBTRR. Thanks for the show, Nick and Trace. Hashtag Chatterbox.
Love it.
Thank you for that super chat.
What an insane super that is.
Oh, at Mama's Redacted, $5 super chat. Sorry, Trace. I don't want to get you in trouble, but I love you, Hoss.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. It's a very, 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 very tempting accidental splurge of a super chat person to say.
All right, $4.99 super chat from I Maximus Born. Shout out Nick Turita. He gets called Reds comeback right when Sandy got pulled. He loves 50 Weston hangovers.
He's giving his buddy a shout out. What's his buddy's name?
Nick Turita. He
Nick
called
Turita.
Reds comeback
He called
right
it.
when Sandy got pulled. Yep.
Love it. All right, keep it going.
Dave D. Brown, 25, $5 super chat. Got it, McLean. Marty is great, but not late. And this one belongs to the Reds. Thank you, D. Brown. Michael Rolfe, a 20 bomber. This show is the best. Keep up the great work, Trace and Nick. I still remember Trace wearing goggles and some wild hat last season at some point. Haha. Any legs to Reese Hines not starting tonight for the Bats or just a day off? I don't know. I mean, it's weird that it was on a Tuesday because they are off on Mondays. That's the only thing. I don't know. Maybe
He's got the sniffles. Has he got the sniffles? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Has he
possible.
got some allergies that popped up on him? Who knows?
It's possible, but I don't know. I have to do a little bit more diving. I'll get you, Rolf. I'm going to come back to that here at the end. I'm going to see where Louisville was at last week and where they went, and then I'll tell you if there's any legs based on my humble opinion. All right, Ned Flanders, $10 super chat. Pop the champagne. Your Cincinnati Reds differential is now +1.
Yes, we've broken the mark.
The best super chats. At Samuel George, $5 super chat. What do you do with someone struggling on this lineup right now? Does sitting people down mess with the clubhouse when you're 8-3 and feel great?
That's a very good point.
It's a good question.
Great question. And I actually think that's probably why they haven't really made some wholesale changes right now, is because, Noelvi Marte's got a bobblehead day coming up, and outside of that, why mess with something that seemingly somehow works?
I'd rather be proactive than
Gotcha.
than wait for vibes.
You're the kind of guy that gets an oil change, is what you're saying.
Yes, yeah, I'm getting the oil change at 5,000, not 7,000.
Understand. You're not waiting for that engine to start knocking.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
Good question. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I personally, I'm not worried about the vibes. I'm getting the best players that give me the best chance to win. And the last one, Big Red Machine. We all love the Big Red Machine.
Oh, I love
around
him.
here.
My favorite.
Did my previous super get missed? My wife and I and our grandchildren are watching.
Love that.
Big Red.
Big
I'll
Red
look back
Machine.
up.
I
Appreciate
love
you.
the Big Red Machine. I can't believe I would miss a super from the Big Red Machine. I don't see.
I see one at the top. I'll just read it again just to make sure.
Please do it.
From Big Red Machine. This was a $20 bomb earlier.
We did
Not
miss
kidding here.
this.
My wife retore her rotator cuff as we both jumped off the sofa and yelling excitement when Ellie broke for home.
What?
What a game. Oh my God.
Yeah, and if you have knee pain or joint pain and it's got you stuck on the bench, please call the care team at QC Kinetix Cincinnati. They'll get you back in the game. 513-655-3356 or QCKinetix.com. Big Red Machine.
People are going to think that was like an actual bit.
No. You know what's great is that our man Sandlin's on the behind the scenes, and I literally, as soon as I read that or heard that, I immediately thought QC Kinetix, and that popped up at like the exact same time that my full thought came to fruition. It was like a magical thing that just went on right there. Like we're clicking on all cylinders, some would say.
I do hope your wife
does not good.
recover soon. That's not great, but happy they won.
Yeah, it wasn't for it was as Barry would say
nothing.
that rotator cuff died a hero. And then John Sadak going, I've heard that joke like 5 times. Every time there's a broken bat single. But hey, you know what? I'm here to have fun too. I'm just saying.
This show's wild, man.
I'm just saying. I listen. Also, I want to point out something that I think is a big deal. Chattanooga, middle of the 10th.
5-0, baby. 5-0. Oh no.
No, you're getting ahead of yourself. Whoa, pump the brakes.
Update.
Middle of the 10th, Nick. Middle of the 10th. I do want to say something. I want people to know that I do think that if the ball is spinning towards foul ground in Miami Marlins Park or whatever the hell they call it, Lone Depot Stadium or whatever, that it will go foul. I really do think that ball hit like a small little dirt clump or a pebble or something, and it like kicked it right. They didn't really get a chance to maybe see it on the little monitors that they have in the broadcast booth, but it was something that popped in my head as well. Some random thought that I just had on this show that
would have been 20 minutes of the show if
could have been
could
have been 5
if the
at least.
show went the way we thought we were going.
This show's so stupid because there's times when I walk down those stairs, which are just right over my shoulder here, and I think to myself, like, what in the hell are we going to talk about tonight? It's going to be an easy show. This is an easy show. We're going to get in here, look at it, hey, call it 45-minute show at most, maybe 30 to 45-minute show.
They were due for a loss. They had won 4 in a row.
Exactly.
Move on to tomorrow.
Yep.
You were going to win them all.
Exactly. Dude, that was the show. And then all of a sudden, one of the best comebacks that we've had on Chatterbox Reds and one of the more improbable starts of the season that I could have ever imagined. And here we find ourselves. Thanks, Craig, for the Pebble update on there. All right. Otherwise, if you haven't already, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. And Nick, got anything else to add before we come back here?
Who, what, when, where, and why?
That's right. Who, what, when, where, and why. Let them know.
Yeah,
Nick.
this is game 3 of 4, so we're still at 6:40 on Wednesday night. Brady Singer going up against Yuri Perez. Singer coming off a pretty good start. I mean, it really looked like it was going to go off the rails in Texas, and then he settled in and gave the Reds a really good start his last time out. Yuri Perez is one of the most talented pitchers in baseball. He's had a very inconsistent career. Last year pitched very well against the Reds, though. Went 5 innings, just allowed 2 hits, 1 run. That was actually in Cincinnati. 0 walks, 8 strikeouts. So he pitched well. Brady Singer, though, he also pitched well at Lone Depot Park last year. Was the only time he's ever pitched at Lone Depot Park. He went 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Also 0 walks, 8 strikeouts. So I guess there's something in the water there. Active Marlins against Singer are 6 for 24. Xavier Edwards is 3 for 6 with a double. Otto Lopez 0 for 5. Liam Hicks 1 for 5. So not a whole lot. No one's taking him deep. Active Reds against Perez are just 6 for 33. It's a $1.82 average. Matt McClain and Tyler Stevenson, though, both have a home run off of Yuri Perez. So, I mean, a big chance for the Reds. They're going to face another tough pitcher on Thursday in Max Meyer. So, I mean, obviously love to get greedy, but I think, man, if you could just find a way to get one of these next 2 and get out of Miami, I mean, this is a hell of a road trip.
Unbelievable road trip already. Shout out, big shout out here. Got a text message from Devin Collins, fan of the show. Said he gave me a quote here from Sandy Alcantara after the game. You ready for this quote?
I'm ready.
I feel like I deserve to be asked how I feel before getting taken out of a game. At 95 pitches and a righty on deck, but I respect the decision. You can almost see he was going all in. There was trouble in Miami, and then all of a sudden his whatever those ids and egos, all that psychology stuff they teach you in college that I've completely forgot about, it completely took over, and it was just rerouted to, but I respect the decision. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't blame him to a certain extent. I'm going to reread it. I feel like I deserve to be asked how I feel before getting taken out of the game at 95 pitches and a righty on deck. But I respect the decision.
Yeah. I respect the decision also.
Oh, I love the decision. I don't think, by the way, there was massive. I have never heard a peep out of that stadium. The amount of games that you watch there. I can hear. All right, now this is where the show gets off the rails. I can hear everybody in the infield yelling at TJ Friedel, letting him know that the guy's tagging from first base in the game broadcast. That's how quiet it was. Yet, when it came time for him to get taken out of the game, it sounded like it was Yankee Stadium packed house, booing everywhere. Like there was some
Aaron Boone.
There were some pissed off people when he got taken out of the game. But anyway, I digress.
Clay McCullough's gonna have to give back that 5th place NL Rookie of the Manager of the Year trophy.
Speaking of which, last point to make here. Pretty cool Major League Baseball. They've made a lot of great rule changes. One of them, I think, is trying to eliminate the kind of, manipulating service time of a bunch of young players. I think I had read or seen that there was more. I think it's 13 rookies that are up this early in the year than there ever has been that are the best hitters on their team. One of those hitters, Sal Stewart. Now, when they said best hitter on their team, it meant, like, statistically speaking, so far into the year, best hitter in their team. But I think that there was like 8 guys in Major League Baseball so far that are rookies that are the best hitter on their team. Something to keep an eye on if for those that don't know, that if Sal Stewart does win Rookie of the Year, Reds do get a comp pick out of it, which would be a big deal.
Yeah, interesting. Chris Wilson was talking on the radio broadcast the other day about how the game is changed and how just the utter amount of pitchers that throw at a high velocity makes older players deteriorate faster. And his, and I'm sure this is an educated guess, he said that he also thinks it helps younger players get to the big leagues quicker because they're able to adjust to that velocity a little faster. So he thinks that that's a big reason for this shift.
That's interesting. I'd also say I really wish the MLB.TV could figure out the broadcast situation. I've turned the radio on 3 different times now to try to listen to the radio broadcast while I was watching the game, of course. And today, in like the 3rd inning, Nick, I don't know if you watched it.
I didn't even try today.
Okay, today there were ads. There were quite literally ads running during the almost like half of the inning. I was like, what is going on here? Like they've messed up the syncing. And I know somebody, you put out a post the other day, and I know somebody said that it's been perfect for them. I'd like to know what they have. I can't get it to be perfect
the person didn't understand what I was saying. They didn't understand that I was talking about. They thought I was talking about I was manually syncing up the radio. They didn't even know I don't even live in Cincinnati.
Man.
Yeah, they completely missed. Yeah, that's the problem is when I put out things like people have like no idea. Like I don't. But I'll say this. I know that's a new feature. You guys are able to switch to the radio broadcast, right?
Correct. Yes.
I'm out of market, so I've been able to do that for years.
Right.
And back in when I think that feature first became readily available in like 2020, 2021, it was like it is now. It was always out of sync. And then they did something around like 2022 and they fixed it, and it had been going great up until this year. And then this year, it's just completely crapped the bed. It's not just the Reds, too. I've switched to other broadcasts.
Yeah.
It's other ones, too. So this isn't a Reds problem.
They have to know about it then, right? They have to know about it. And
it's just like it's such an awesome technology. Like it's such a cool thing to have. Like it's just so nice. Like for me, like I have kids. I'm trying to put the kids to bed. I can kind of have the game on. I can watch it, but I can also just hear it if I'm turn away, and it just makes my life a lot easier. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that would like to watch a game that way.
Yeah,
fix it.
You had brought up Chris Welsh, which made me think like, wow, it'd been nice to maybe hear his thoughts because I like to bounce around and listen to everybody. I don't really dislike really anybody. I mean, outside of maybe one broadcaster that does home games, but I like them most. I like most of the guys, but I do like to listen to everybody and get their perspective. And I think I might even start to go to the opposite team's broadcast and listen to them for a few innings just to hear what they have to say. Because I think sometimes
who's on the Marlins.
Yeah.
He was on the Marlins, front of the program, Jack McMullen, too.
That's a good point. So, all right.
I listened to him a lot in September last year.
Yeah. They took down the Mets, the mighty Mets that collapsed right in front of our eyes. All right, folks. It has been Chattanooga final. They win 5-4. So, shout out to them.
Look at Craig. Look at Craig here. Put that back up. Put that back up. I don't even know who this last guy is. And Craig's got his picture up. I mean, this is big leagues.
Yeah. Listen,
I don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's just do this too then. Craig, do me a favor. Bring up the low A team. Daytona. Look at Arnaldo. He didn't even have a headshot. Nick probably went to Instagram and found that. Like, look at that. Look at that picture.
That is his official MILB headshot.
That's incredible.
Last year we had like something brutal for him. Like it was like in a Dodgers cap, and it looked terrible.
Yeah. Well, that thing looks like that looks like somebody pulled out the old phone and just took a nice candid snapshot there next to the dugout of him, and he put it on Instagram. Not no official. Look at the rest of the guys. They look like they were in a studio somewhere where they took their pictures. Not our man Arnaldo Lantigua. 0 for 3, though. 2 walks. Shout out to him. Got on base twice. But anyway, like the stream. Come back tomorrow. Hopefully we find a way to do it again. Nick?
1 at the buzzer. Flackrot. $1.99 super chat. Let's go Lookouts.
Love it.
Absolutely
love it. All right, folks. As a reminder, homage right here. These guys. 20% off if you use the code chatter. Please click the link though. You got to go to homage.com/cbox. We'll also have some links every single day that kind of give you some more, maybe some better perks as well that we'll send you directly to the source. Word on the street is maybe Nick, they might have a pretty good sale going on tomorrow for the starter jackets. The ones that like Lou Piniella looks like he had. Starter jackets typically never go on sale, my guy says. Never go on sale. Somehow, some way, They're trying to get rid of basically just the little remainder that they have. And it turns out that most people don't wear jackets in the summer. But that's where you got to be smart. And that's where you got to realize, you know what? It's going to get cold again. And these jackets are pretty slick. So tomorrow we'll put out a link for that as well. And if you want to take advantage of it, you can. But nonetheless, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the vibes. And let's do it again tomorrow. Why not? Go Reds. Take care, everybody. Love you. Shout out to Chattanooga. They win, and so did we.